Hello YouTube, it's Tony. So today I'll show you a Crystal Shapeshifter guide for 2019. I will also show you a loot from 50 hours. First of all, Crystal Shapeshifters do hit pretty hard, so please be patient if you're trying to learn this, okay? It took me several tries to get this. I'll be doing two different setups in this video, which are 1 for gathering the souls and 2 for doing them in the Personal Slayer dungeon. When it comes to gathering the souls, this is my equipment setup. First of all, you want to start with Noxious Staff. After that, I have the best range tank top. I'll explain later why range. You then want to bring 4 pieces of regular crystal armor. Now the attuned crystal armor works as well, but if you do mix them together, you will not get the full effects. That means that you have to bring either 4 regular or 4 attuned crystal. After that, I have Amulet of Souls, or you can otherwise bring the Blood Amulet. Here is my inventory setup. Well, first of all, you want to bring Supreme or Holy Overloads. You can also bring Weapon Poison ++, and that will do a little bit more DPS. You'll be bringing Blood Barrage Runes. Then you want to bring a regular Dwarf Cannon with Cannonballs. Of course, you want to bring the Soul Capturing Urns. Finally, you can bring a Steel Titan pouch and scrolls as well. So I'm going to explain how you want to set this whole thing up. The fastest way to get there is by using the 6H Circuit Teleport. You'll then select the World Gate. You can otherwise use the Eagle Peaks Lodestone and then keep running south. You want to attune it to Tardiet and then enter. Now what you want to do is toggle off aggression. You can do that by talking to the NPC that sells crystal armor, and then you get this option. Also, you want to make sure you're on Legacy Combat. Moving on, we have the strategy. The way you're going to place the cannon is just near the bridge right beside the fire. I can't explain in specific details where exactly you'll place that, but if you follow the video, it's exactly where I recommend you place them. Now you want to turn on your Torment and Soul Split. You'll generally attack either 3 or 4 shapeshifters at once. So you might be asking me this question, why toggle off aggression if you're going to use cannon? Here's the problem, you don't want 5 of them attacking you at once because it's going to be extremely hard to survive. Honestly though, I don't think it's all that hard to survive, but you'll definitely get hit pretty heavy once in a while. So here's what's amazing about crystal armor. First of all, it has a chance of breaking free of stuns, and secondly, it will also do 10% more damage against these creatures. As you can see right here, every single hit heals you a really huge amount. Once in a while, if you do have 100% special attack, you want to use what is called the Mirrorback Special Attack. Now this is from Noxious Staff, and what this thing does is that it will reduce the damage even further. So Tony, why do you use range armor here? The way the shapeshifters work is that they will change the combat styles based on your current combat style weakness. So for example, because you're using range armor, it will actually force them to use melee. Obviously, if you were to use your common sense, yeah, melee is one of the best combat styles you want your monsters to be attacking you by because they will always go close to you. You're actually 100% accurate if you were to use the fire spells themselves. Once in a while, you might notice that a crystal shapeshifter will be out of your range. That means you have to manually tag them because sometimes the cannon just doesn't reach them completely. With that being said, here are the XP rates for magic. Now, you can only get 175 kills per hour, in which case, this is equivalent to 500k magic XP per hour. Generally speaking, I believe this should take you around 3 hours to get 5 souls. You can also get 1000 Tardian crystals per hour. So honestly, if you don't have attuned crystal armor, this is your best chance to get this. I do have a 1 hour footage of this, and I will definitely leave that link in the description. Moving on, we have the melee setup. Yes, this will be in the Personal Slayer dungeon. Now you want to bring a Noxious Scythe. You're going to use a Carol's range top. I don't suggest anything higher because you will lose a lot of accuracy. I highly suggest you use Attuned Crystal in this case because you will definitely take a lot more damage here. Once again, you want to bring either Blood Amulet or the Amulet of Souls. Normally I suggest you bring Luck of the Dwarves, but you can otherwise bring Leviathan Ring if you're really struggling to survive. I do highly suggest you use a superior Scrimshot Vampirism. Seriously, I use the regular one, but for some reason, I just can't seem to survive with this. For the auras, I do suggest you use Penance because it will definitely make things a lot easier. Otherwise, if you're struggling to survive, then you can use Vampirism aura instead. Here is my inventory setup. The only difference is that I'm using a legendary pet in order to AFK for profit. In my tool belt, I have an advanced gold accumulator which is pretty optional, but I mean, it does help you loot the coins instantly anyways. I also suggest you have bonfire boost because having a higher max HP really does help. So here's the strategy for melee. It is located in the Personal Slayer dungeon. In order to get to Sunken Pyramid, you want to use the Menethos chip tablet to your house, or you can otherwise use the Slayer Codex. Now this time you want to make sure they're aggressive. Yeah, so if you don't know how to toggle aggression already, just go back to the same NPC you toggled off the aggression. You want to stand in the small room in the southeast corner. Also, don't forget to turn on your Scrimshot Vampirism. Generally speaking, you want to keep using AoE abilities. As you can see right here, you can somewhat AFK on it, but I wouldn't bet on this, okay? I mean, if you do get really unlucky, you'll get hit pretty hard here. This usually happens when the overloads expire. In order to heal, you're mostly relying on Scrimshot Vampirism as well as the AoE abilities. So yeah, you'll never have to renew your aggression. As a matter of fact, you don't even need aggression potions. Here is my ability bar and prayers. You want to bring Turmoil and Soul Split. Compared to my other melee combat guides, this is slightly different. Now the reason why I put Cleave on the first slot is because basic abilities trigger faster when you're switching targets. The other thing I notice is that sometimes when your character is stunned, the abilities don't trigger immediately after the stun expires. For this reason, that is why you want to put Anticipate here. In an hour, you can get 380 kills. That means the base XP per hour for this is a whopping 1.1 million. Yeah, that is really overpowered. On top of that, if you were to do this on Slayer task, you can virtually get 480k Slayer XP per hour from this. Don't worry, I do have a 1 hour footage of this, and I will leave that link in the description. You'll be getting a lot of Tardian crystals, so you can actually convert them to profit. Just like the same place you toggled off aggression, you want to go there again. Now you only want to buy crystal helms because they will give you the best value overall. Unfortunately, you can only buy one at a time, so it is very click intensive. Your inventory is going to be full a lot, so I do suggest you bring magic notepaper. I mean, what do you want me to do? Go to a bank and then come back here because it is a really long walk. Now for crystal helmets, they do sell for around maybe 420k, but it's definitely a lot slower to sell them there. However, you can actually out them for 300k each. Alright, so here is my loot from 50 hours. Now, I got 262 mil worth of coins and items. As for how many crystals I got, that is 77.7k. In total, I was able to get 518 crystal helmets. In terms of alch value, that is worth 155.4 million. So in the end, I was able to sell everything for 420 million. That means I'd get 8.4 mil GP per hour in gross income. I don't remember the cost of supplies, so you're gonna have to calculate this yourself. In my previous video, I did a bond giveaway. What caused you to return to Runescape? So I found this answer to be the most interesting answer, and here's why. First of all, it's a really good analogy between RuneScape and real life. I mean seriously, not many people realize that in order to get to certain activities like PVM, it does require high level stats. Having high level combat stats at the very least just really helps learn bosses easier. And quite frankly, a lot of people complain about how much this game requires so many quests. Think about this in real life. Most of the good jobs require a lot of skills and degrees. If you don't have this, you don't have a good chance of landing this job, okay? If you can't progress in this game further and you're complaining about all these requirements, oh, not everyone does quests, blah blah, sometimes you're just gonna have to realize that you need to grind things instead of complaining. That's just the reality of RuneScape, and I'm sure this life lesson is really essential. You know, the other reason why I chose you as a winner is because your life was like in jeopardy. Seriously, I'm so glad you made a recovery after being in jail because in Canada, if you have a criminal record, there's a very high chance you will not get a job. Either way, that is overall a very nice comeback story, and thank you to everyone who participated in this contest. So yeah, thanks for watching and I hope it helps. If I missed anything, feel free to ask. Also, be sure to subscribe if you haven't done so already because I will definitely be doing a face reveal in the future and of course doing more combat guides.